Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel, and in today's episode I'm sharing with you my 1 to 5 scale of idiot customers. Now whilst this sounds a little bit comical and it's not meant to be offensive, it is just generally how I gauge the intelligence of a customer query or an email or a question. And this has been through years of working in e-commerce and dealing with different questions from different platforms, and I would say I can quite happily put these in order, which I'm going to share with you today. Now where possible, I have asked some friends of mine who are sellers to share with me any funny stories that they've had or any funny pictures that they could send me to illustrate exactly what I'm talking about. So with that said, let's get started. With number 1, we have trade counters. Now we're saying on the scale of 1 to 5, 1 is here, 5 is up here. 1 is the most intelligent customer that you're going to get. Now at trade counters, you're probably not going to get many stupid questions. You are going to be dealing with professionals who are coming to either buy goods or buy tools that know exactly what they want and what they're for. You're dealing with a professional who, like I said, is there to buy something in order to do a job. Not much we can really add there. Fair play to all the tradespeople out there. You guys are the saviours of dealing with retail and e-commerce. If you have a trade website, you're probably not going to get many stupid questions. Number 2, we have a sales counter. Now this is in a more of a retail environment, in a shop where chances are you have items on display and the customer can actually get their hands on it and see it and interact with it in some way, shape or form. Yes, the odd one will slip through the net, and chances are, if anything, they're probably asking for discount. That's probably the most annoying thing someone in a sales counter retail environment is going to do. But generally, if they're in a shop, if they've got into a store, they've left the house because they're that interested in the product. They've already done some research. They've had a look online, they've read reviews, and now they physically want to have a look at it in order to validate the purchase. That's well and good. And like I said, the amount of stupid sales questions that I ever got asked in a retail environment were much lower. Yeah, like I said, the odd one slips through the net, but generally, retail customers in a sales counter environment, you're number 2. You're just slightly above the trade guys who are doing something for a professional reason and know their trade inside out. On to the e-commerce guys. Right, so at number 3, we have websites. If someone is going to buy on your website, they've already had to go through a lot of trust issues in order to transact with you. One of those trust factors may simply be testing the waters to see if you're actually there, because sometimes with websites, with eBay and Amazon, you know there's somebody there, you know it's a running business. With a website, unless they have a Twitter feed, a Facebook feed, a blog where you can see it updated regularly, you might not know if they're still in business or not, and you don't want to be transacting and sending payment details if it's just a host or domain which has yet to expire. So some buyers will just say, oh, if I buy this, when will I get it, as a test question. You might have the information on your site, but generally it's a trust builder that there, you know, will he reply, how long will it take him to reply, what's the answer going to be. You will get some website customers who will ask you incredible questions, and this is in the sort of terms of the e-commerce scale, which we're now at the 3rd, so we're sort of halfway there. Website is at the bottom of website customers. So a website is the most intelligent customers that you're going to get on the website. They may ask, you may get the odd question where it's already answered on the page, but generally you're dealing with someone who already knows the product, largely. It's a bit of a generalization, but trust me, the next 2 are noticeably different. So in at number 4, we have Amazon. Now, Amazon customers, generally, I mean, this is changing now slightly, but for years, Amazon customers, the vast majority, whatever they bought, believed that they were buying from Amazon. Regardless of whether it was a third-party seller who was fulfilling the item or selling directly, they just presumed it was being sold from Amazon. And because of that, there's a huge trust factor with Amazon. Buyers trust Amazon just because of the whole brand awareness, and they're everywhere, and they know if they've got a problem that they're gonna be okay, that everything is going to be fine. Now, you will get some very, very odd questions on Amazon, and a bit like this one, which you'll see on the screen now. This was from a friend of mine, Howard. Thank you for sending this over, Howard. And as you can see, the question came in, or the comment came in about how he thought there was a manufacturing fault with this product because there's clearly 7 pieces missing, and I don't even know how Howard politely just said, have you tried pushing them together? But yeah, I mean, that was a genuine customer question which came in from Amazon, but that was post buying the product. And as you can see, it's a bit of a stupid one. You do get a bit of a stupid one. Largely on Amazon, there's some huge trust factors on the website which do help. You know, you do get reviews on the site, which again, from other verified purchases, you know if the product's going to be good. And I mean, sometimes you can just read the questions that get asked on the Amazon's question and answer section, and there are some very interesting questions on there. But generally, Amazon buyers just think they're buying from Amazon, and therefore will do silly things like, if your item is a little bit late or gets delayed in dispatch, they'll just open an A to Z claim. Rather than try and contact you and open up a dialogue, they'll just smash you with an A to Z claim without even thinking about it. And, you know, that is potentially very damaging to your seller account. So Amazon customers are largely stupid because they just presume that they're buying from Amazon, even though it will clearly say the name of your shop and where it's fulfilled by, just under the price. But yes, Amazon customers, unfortunately, you are up there at spot number 4 in the top 5 of the stupid customers. And finally, number 5 at the top, without a shadow of a doubt, the highest level for an idiot customer, eBay. And this is by a long margin. You know, the questions that you'll get asked on eBay are phenomenal. So much so, and I wish I had a screenshot, but I don't. But when I worked for an electronics company, I saw the question come in, and we were selling an iPod Touch years and years ago. And the question came in, does this come with a remote? Does an iPod Touch come with a remote? No, of course it doesn't. It doesn't even have it. There's no such thing. We used to see it all the time. You know, we'd have a title such as 40-inch Full HD Black LCD TV. How big is this screen? The clue's in the title, 40-inch. Is it silver? No, it's black. Again, read the listing. The huge thing with eBay is that people just do not seem to read the information that you give them, whether it be in the description, whether it be in bullet points, whether it be in tabs, whether it be in the title. It's incredible. A good friend of mine as well, she was once telling me how she used to sell, I think it was beanbags on eBay, and back in the day, you're not allowed to do it now, but back in the day, you could put like a watermark over your image to protect your own photography, and she would put the company name across, like in a watermark, in a very faint watermark, across the image of the beanbag. And she got asked, can I have a beanbag without the brand name across it? They actually thought the beanbag had been printed with this watermark on it. It didn't even look like that was even possible because the perspective was all out. The beanbag was curved. Anyway, you do get some very entertaining, but also ridiculous and time-consuming messages on the eBay platform. So that is my idiot scale for customers. 1, we have trade counter. 2, sales/retail counter. 3, website. 4, Amazon. And 5, by far at the top, is eBay customers. You will see some fantastic things if you're selling on eBay. If you are selling on eBay and you have any interesting or funny comments, questions to share, please let me know in the comment section down below, because I find them just so funny and so amusing. In fact, if I get enough of them, I will do a second video to this where we just look at horrendous comments and questions that people get asked by eBay buyers. And to leave you with something that this was perhaps the funniest thing that I ever came across. And it's a really quick story about the last company, or one of the last companies that I worked for. And it was the electronics company once again, and this chap was really not impressed with whatever had gone on. And I'm sure we'd done our best to help him in every way that we could, and he kept demanding to speak to the manager. Anyway, we put him through to the manager, and the manager was really polite and told him exactly what we told him about the policies that we had in place, and we'd happily, return and exchange or whatever. But he was not happy with that, and I was sat maybe about 6 feet away from the manager at this day, and I heard him scream down the phone, "You slag!" like that, and then he just slammed the phone down. Absolutely, and my manager was amazing. She just burst out laughing and found it hilarious. And then this feedback popped up literally a day later, and it was, as you can see, it's absolutely hilarious. We had a great eBay account manager back in the day. Obviously got that removed because it was not, and it was against eBay policy. But yeah, that is why eBay customers unfortunately top the idiot scale for customers. With that said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you tomorrow as always for another video. I'll see you then.